guys, Samantha from Jessama Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a checkered border cane. Now it's similar to a checkerboard cane, but it doesn't look like a chess mat, it looks like squares next to each other. So you basically use it to border your other canes. So over here, sorry, not zooming in. Over here I have used it as a border around this jelly roll, which I'll be showing you in this video, but that's basically what it is. So it's a bordered checker cane. So what you need for it is some white and some black, and that's just what I'm going to be using today, and that is the traditional colours, but you can use any colours you want. Now these are Polymer, and they've both been rolled out on my thickest setting. So now what we are going to do is we are going to stack them. Yeah, just had to roll out again. So I'm just going to stack them, and I'm not going to stick it down too hard because we're going to trim it now. Just like that. And if you don't stick it down too hard, you can unstick the white and the black. So here's a piece I cut off. We didn't stick it on too hard, so it peels off pretty easily. And so you just go ahead, should go ahead and do that before proceeding, and that saves waste because you'll be able to use the white and the black again in a different tutorial. So anyway, now we've got this. Now I want to go and run this through my pasta machine on my thickest setting again. And it doesn't really matter which way you run it, if it's a square, but I want to just be lengthening this. Just like that. Now we want a straight edge, so I'm just going to trim that off, and I'm going to trim this one off too. Okay, now what you need to do, we want to cut this and stack it again. So it's almost like mukume gana, except that we're not going to be making mukume gana out of this. So I'll just stack that on top of each other, like that. Bring it up to see, so it's like that now. And then we will stack it again. And we'll just continue to do this until we've got a whole bunch of lines. Just like that. And if you end up with any unneat areas like this, you want to trim this off because you need it to be quite precise. Okay. So that's pretty good. Now what we are going to do is we are going to cut slices from this, and we are going to line them up next to each other. So I'll just cut that, pop it to the side, and we'll cut another piece, and we want them to be about the same thickness each, and you'll just line them up together like that, so that it's black, white, black, white, black, white. Sorry if my head's getting in the camera, I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing what I'm doing, because this is at a bit of an awkward angle for me, so that you can see what I'm doing. But basically you'll just carry on doing that, and now bear in mind that the thickness of your blocks around your cane are going to be dictated by how thick these lines are. So these lines are quite thin, so my blocks are going to be quite thin too. So what you would do to make them thicker is the sheets that you start out with, you would start out with thicker sheets. So I'm going to carry on doing that and we're done. So now what you need to do is very carefully pick this up off the tile. These pieces aren't joined together properly yet, so just maneuver it into a spot where you can go at it with your acrylic roller, which is this. And then what you want to do is you want to roll these flat so that they seam together, and we want to be trying to lengthen them. It doesn't stop you from going and widening them slightly, but we mostly want to be going in the direction that the stripes are running. Okay, now I'm going to take it over to the pasta machine as a final run to flatten them out, and we are going to be going from the stripe, we're going to run it the same way the stripes are running. So we're not going to be running it through from the side to the side widening the stripes, we're going to be running it from the side to the side lengthening the stripes. That was my thickest setting. Now I'm going down to my number 4 and we're just going to lengthen them like that. Ooh. I wonder if the camera's picking up on the stripes. My eyes are struggling to look at this because it's making my mind not want to see it. But anyway, we'll just cut off this end over here, and we are going to be making a border around this jelly roll. Okay, so you're going to just pop the jelly roll down onto your sheet so that you can measure how thick you're going to need it. Oops. Got a little hijacker there. And then you're just going to cut it to the right width, and then pick up the excess and just go pop that over somewhere else for you to use later on. And then you want to pick this up off of the tile before you use it so that it's not stuck to the tile while you're wrapping. And there you can see that we've got a bunch of little lines or boxes next to each other. Whoops. This bit can be a bit fiddly, but you'll just want to wrap it around your jelly roll. And you want to try and stop on a black. So I'm going to stop there, and because we didn't quite push these together, I'm hoping that it's going to come off fairly easily. Yeah, it did. And then you'll just squish it into place so that the black meets the white, and that way you have no seam in your checkerboard pattern. Then just roll it flat on the tile so that it bonds to the jelly roll and you get rid of that seam. Just like that. Then you're going to take your tissue blade and cut that off each end, and that is what you are going to end up with. So I'll just bring that up so you can see we've got a little checkered border around the jelly roll, and that is the goal. And now this can be used in many different things. It can be used in kaleidoscopes, maybe flower canes, really doesn't matter. You can use this in many different things. And now I just decided to border a jelly roll cane. It doesn't mean that you have to border a jelly roll cane, and it doesn't mean that you can only border a jelly roll cane. You can do whatever you want with this striped sheet over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you another cane that you could make. So I'm just going to cut off just a bit and put the rest aside. Now you can see we have that little checkerboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it up like a jelly roll, basically. Just going to roll it up and then roll it out so that I get rid of any seams that I have and get rid of any air bubbles It's a very quick, very fun cane to just try out with, and I'm going to pop this into a kaleidoscope as well, so I'll provide a link to that kaleidoscope cane when it is done. There we go, and I'll come up and show you what that looks like. There you are, see? So it's a fun little cane that you can make using the checkerboard border cane. Now, I'm not incredibly sure what this is called. This is what I've made, but I'm not sure what it's called. So if anybody knows what the professional name for it is, please let me know. But that's basically all there is to it. And I like using it in things like kaleidoscopes, and this is the one that I'm going to be making. So you can see I have a bordered jelly roll over here, and right in the middle over here, surrounded by these little blue Skin and Blend bits, you can see that we have this cane right over there. So it was used in a kaleidoscope, and this kaleidoscope was done using a whole bunch of really basic canes, and so you can see what you can get from basic canes if you just combine them together. You can get some really interesting canes. So I hope that that was helpful to you, and if it was, do check the links below, as there'll be links to more tutorials like this one. And if you are on YouTube, I will have a link to my website jessamatutorials.com down there, and I have plenty of articles and tips and tricks and all sorts of things on the website that I can't put on YouTube, so be sure to check it out, as I'm sure you'll find a whole bunch of things that will be helpful to you. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.